The ripple effects from the Supreme Court striking down Roe v. Wade growing at this hour. California's approach vastly different from almost 24 states. Natalie Brand is live in Washington with the future of the abortion rights fight. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Len. And California is one of the states working to expand abortion rights and access. Along with Oregon and Washington, West Coast governors say they want to be a safe haven for all women to come to seek abortion services. But already this ruling is highlighting the extremely different approaches individual states are taking to either expanding abortion rights or severely restricting them.
D.C. police are on standby for more protests this week after Friday's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade ignited demonstrations nationwide. In Jackson, Mississippi, the city at the center of the Supreme Court case that's changed history, the abortion clinic known as the Pink House says it will provide services as long as the law allows.
We've lived so long with this privilege of being able to make this choice, and we're not ready to give it up yet.
We've always been a pro-life state, but now we get to actually live it out.
Friday's 5-4 decision by the conservative court returns the issue of abortion to individual states.
8 states had laws that banned abortion as soon as the decision was handed down, and more states could soon follow within the next few months.
The people of Oklahoma have decided through their elected leaders, and the governor signed legislation making abortion illegal in the state of Oklahoma from the moment of conception.
Highlighting what will become a patchwork of state laws, 16 Democratic states and Washington, D.C. have laws that protect abortion rights. In Michigan, Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer is at odds with her Republican-controlled legislature.
With the current legislature that I have, there is no common ground, which is the sad thing. They've already introduced legislation to criminalize and throw nurses and doctors in jail.
According to a new CBS News poll, nearly 60% of Americans surveyed disapprove of the Supreme Court's decision, and 2/3 of women disapprove.
And Democratic leaders believe this will become a driving issue in the upcoming midterm elections, not only for congressional races, but also state and local races, since right now it's those state legislatures that have the power to make these types of decisions, Len.
And Natalie, the Supreme Court, of course, made their ruling on Friday. And as you mentioned, several states have so-called trigger laws that banned abortion rights then and there. In just the last few hours, we learned a judge in Louisiana blocked their abortion ban. What is the significance of that ruling for other states or other cases?
That's right. The significance is that these challenges, legal challenges at the state level, will continue. And as we saw just this afternoon, that Louisiana district judge blocking a trigger law after abortion providers had filed a lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of the trigger law, saying that the language was extremely vague and that it violated due process. Already we're seeing some state level challenges in other places as well. So the bottom line here, these legal fights will continue, Len.
Those ripple effects that we talked about. All right, Natalie Brand, reporting live in Washington. Thank you.